So we just heard the announcement earlier this week. Disney has officially confirmed that after May 26th, that is the Tuesday after Memorial Day, the Spaceship Earth attraction will be closing for an indefinite amount of time. From what we've heard and what we've been expecting for the past year or so, actually, is that when it closes, it will be closed for a very long time, up to 2 years, for some major enhancements. Some of the scenes will stay and be just updated, I guess you can say. Others will be completely removed, and we're expecting new narration as well. So here's the deal. If you love this attraction, make sure you get here before May 26th, because if not, you may have to wait a couple years before you get to ride it again.
It doesn't wanna fall. I know these days are tough. Is that through it all? Or will you be by my side?
Alright, so I'm seeing the first topiaries, at least coming in through the side over here by the temporary mouse gears. Future location of Guardians of the Galaxy. We've got Bambi, Thumper, and Flower. These guys have in the past, I think, generally been over by Canada. We'll have to look to see what topiaries will show up in Canada this year. But of course, several flowers to enjoy with Thumper, Bambi, and Flower. So I started our little tour this afternoon, taking a left right after Spaceship Earth, coming to the side of Future World where the temporary mouse gears is. Of course, there's Bambi, Thumper, and Flower right there by the entrance to Mouse Gear. Of course, you knew there's going to be something over here by Spaceship, or by Mission Space. Of course, there's usually something over here by Mission Space, and it looks as though Buzz Lightyear is back again this year. So I know that Buzz likes Pizza Planet a lot. You know, he's got a space in his heart for that. Of course, Space 220 is going to be opening up hopefully sometime within the next 60 days. So he will be near a restaurant, just not a pizza restaurant. With Test Track being down since sometime in January, it's good to kind of finally hear the sounds of the cars racing by again as you walk into the World Showcase. We've encountered a lot of families who are coming into the parks, opening up their maps and looking for Test Track, and we could hear them, talk about it. We'd have to inform them, just to kind of help them out. Yes, the attraction's down for now, so it's nice. This is a pretty big attraction. People enjoy riding it and coming to EPCOT just to ride Test Track, so it's good to hear their sounds again. And now that Test Track is now open again after being closed for so long, people are back in line. It's a 75-minute wait at the moment.
40 pounds more than me.
Nice to see over the past couple of weeks after they planted the flower quilts here, preparation. I think by the time the festival actually starts next week, they're going to be even more full, more bright, more colorful. But it's good to see the flowers as they grow. I'll be honest, it's one of the best visuals they have during the Flower and Garden Festival. So even when we were here just late last week, the back side of this quilt had not actually been planted just yet. They had the first part of the flowers up. There's still dirt, and that part of the bed had not quite been developed. So it's been a slow progression as they plant the flowers in. And of course, at the very far end here, where there aren't any flowers, you can see the Purple Martin area. That's where they set up the Purple Martin houses. Stop by and check that out. They actually have those in 2 locations, I believe, here at Walt Disney World, where they can tag and watch and do some scientific observations on the Purple Martins, and it's something to really look up and check out to see their migration and how they do. So don't overlook the fact that you got the Purple Martins right here at the end of the quilt on this side of the Future World. Today is the first day I've been back since the last day of the Festival of the Arts. So since Monday, all the stuff that's been up here for 6 weeks for the festival is now gone, including Figment here. I have a feeling Figment's going to be around here somewhere else. We're going to find him, but I wonder what's going to be here. I doubt this is going to stay bare and blank as it is now. So who's going to show up between now and next Wednesday?
Made it this far, make it through the day with just enough of hope to try to make a way through the miles of our road. But life keeps holding us through times we want to fall. I know these days are tough, is that through it all? Or will you be by my side through the darkest days? Or will you be by my side even though I'm in pain?
This time period right now, with exclusion of summer, this is one of the few periods in the year that EPCOT does not actually have any festival. So you've got a few days in between the Festival of the Arts and the Flower and Garden. Basically, you're talking about 9 days of there not being festival. It's sort of a remnants of one, and you've got the new Flower and Garden started creeping in. But for people who are like visiting, like today, maybe this is their only day or they're just over the weekend, may not have an idea that they may be missing out on either one or two of the festivals. It's always good to kind of check and see to find out what the times are. You don't want to miss out, and especially if you don't have someone who's helping you out, especially as a travel agent or something like that, take advantage of those, because you want to make sure that you're not missing out on important dates like that, and you definitely don't want to show up at a time period where you're missing something as big as the Festival of the Arts and Flower and Garden, or that small little spot in between where neither one of them are there. Now this is a citrus blossom kiosk. It's going to be out there for the outdoor kitchens for the Flower and Garden Festival. Last year, this is, I think, one of the more popular and it's sought after spaces, because last year they had the orange bird sipper, which had an awesome beverage that came with it. And great thing is it is returning for the 2020. So if you're coming here anytime during the Flower and Garden, check out the citrus blossom just before the Canada Pavilion, and make sure you maybe pick yourself up one of those orange bird sippers. So good, and such an awesome souvenir to take home with you. Common question we get asked from people looking to come to Disney World or getting ready for a trip coming. It is, how crowded is it? What's the crowds like this weekend? What's it like in this month or whatever? Well, just to give you an idea, this is in between festivals on a Thursday afternoon. So Pooh and Friends, you got Pooh, Rabbit, Tigger, Eeyore, and you got Piglet right on top of Eeyore. We're over here in the UK Pavilion, and if you can pretty much figure out, a lot of the topiaries have a really, I guess you can say, intuitive reason for where they are at, being the fact that, well, why is Winnie the Pooh here in the UK? A. Milne, the creator and writer of the Winnie the Pooh series, was actually born in London. I think he died in Sussex, and well, he's British, so makes a perfect place for Winnie the Pooh and his friends to show up. So when you walk around and you see all the other characters, try to see if you can find a connection, and most of the time, usually there is some sort of connection between the Character Topiary and where it's located here in the World Showcase. Now this here, it looks like it's just a display and exhibit for the butterflies here in the butterfly garden here in the UK. I don't know how long this display will actually stay here, because honestly, I don't think it's so much of a display as it was one of the interactive spots for the Agent P World Showcase Adventure, which is now unfortunately closed, and making preparations and way for the new adventure for DuckTales coming to EPCOT. Not sure when that's going to be, but there's certain interactive things like before. You could actually, if you got to this spot during the adventure, the butterfly would actually flap its wings for you. So I think unless they're incorporated into the DuckTales, these pieces may actually disappear and be replaced by something else. Another example of a interactive piece that was from the Agent P's World Showcase Adventure, I believe was this lamp. I may be mistaken, it may be the one next to us. This is one of the lamps where when you go through the adventure, inside the lamp with light from within, you could actually see the silhouette of Agent P. So I'm sure that one will be replaced as well. And I don't know, but this one's wrapped in plastic, so maybe that's it. Maybe it's the new one already been replaced. Either way, we'll be looking out for more announcements as when the DuckTales adventure will come out. And I know when it does, we're going to be here to play and check that out as well. So we'll be posting information as soon as we find out more about when DuckTales is going to come to the EPCOT. UK. So walking into the France Pavilion, I know there's already been lots of changes to this pavilion just in the recent past. And even more so are coming. If you look over here to my right, we got walls up. You can see just beyond the walls of the new areas, you're going to be able to reach the area where Ratatouille is going to be, as well as just a whole nother, like I say, a whole nother section here at the France Pavilion. So it's not surprising that with that, in addition to everything else coming, that we've even got a new topiary coming this year for Flower and Garden. Remy from Ratatouille, brand new topiary for this year. Quite appropriate being the fact that he's going to be joining us this summer. So just about the time, hopefully soon after the Flower and Garden Festival is over, the Ratatouille attraction should open sometime this summer. The great thing is if you imagine just the size of Remy, I mean, he's pretty large there. I mean, he's far back there. If we can imagine that once we ride the attraction, we're going to be shrunk down to the size where Remy is about our size. So we're going to be shrunk down to his size and get the experience, the kitchens, the restaurants, and the adventure that's going to go through in part of the French restaurant. So it's kind of a cool idea to think about the fact that when we get on the ride this summer, that's how small we're going to be. This is probably one of the more popular topiaries to get photos with throughout the festival. Most times there's usually quite a large crowd waiting to take pictures. So if you want to get a great picture with Belle and the Beast, my recommendation was come early in the morning before the World Showcase is fully open. You know, you're going to have breakfast here in the France Pavilion. If you can get here earlier in the morning, not only we have some great lighting, you may have less guests in the way and take a little bit more time in getting the photo. Standing off to the side, taking a break, being very still as I look down, and I've been joined by a rather large lizard. It's strange, there's a little shade here and I normally love the sunshine, but he's just kind of hanging out with me. So just on the other side of this green silk fence over here is going to be one of the flower and garden areas that we love the most. Actually, we've enjoyed it for the past two festivals, most of all the Farm Fresh, so we can get some really great shrimp and grits is usually my favorite. So I'm looking forward to next week being able to stop in here to the Farm Fresh again. This used to have kiosk here selling art for the Festival of the Arts Festival, and now all of a sudden, boom, we're ready for flower and garden. So I can't recall in the past when there's been a topiary over in Japan. Now that I think about it, there used to be, there actually was, over to the side here, we've got a new dragon. And I've actually been standing here looking at this one and comparing it an idea. How similar this kind of looks to the one that was over in China. It has been for several years. So I've been pulling up the pictures and looking at past festivals. The legs are very similar. Of course, the scales, the top scales and the head are completely different. So I'm curious to see if there still is our dragon over in China, or if we have made our Chinese dragon transform into a Japanese dragon. We'll find that out soon, but I think he fits quite well here. Look at that, he's balancing Spaceship Earth on his nose quite well there.
My apologies, I didn't realize you were back there.
Of course, we've got the Regal Eagle Smokehouse over here doing quite well. If you guys haven't tried that out, it's really good. And we were there first morning to open for lunch. If you haven't seen that video, we'll put a link up there. You can check that out as well. So over here at the American Gardens Theater and American Adventure, the middle point of the World Showcase, Disney's getting ready and transforming, revising the stage area here for the Garden Rock series. That is a nightly concert that is played every single night of the Flower and Garden Festival. And they have every few days a new artist coming in. You can see it's a full schedule starting from March 4th all the way to June 1st. Anywhere from returning artists that we have some new ones coming as well. You've got Sister Hazel, you've got Plain White Tees, you've got Air Supply, you've got Daltrey. Good amount of great names for you to come in, and this is all of course included with your ticket when you come in to watch or do the festival. You come in and get a free concert as well. You got Lady and Tramp hanging out here over by the canal. In the past they've been closer to the buildings, but I think it makes for a really great shot. I think they were here last year as well. So just recently we posted a video of the drawbridge over here in between the China Pavilion and the Africa Outpost, and got a lot of responses from people on Instagram and Facebook going they never knew that it was there, and even more asking people what time was it going to lift up. Well, it is just about 5 o'clock and a few minutes after. They just lifted it up so they can bring out the boats for the EPCOT Forever. They're right here behind us. So if you are wanting to see the drawbridge, it's not a guarantee. Sometime around 5 o'clock when they start bringing stuff out for the fireworks that night, you can see the drawbridge go up. So I am accustomed to actually seeing Snow White and Seven Dwarfs and other topiaries like that here in Germany. They're not out today. No, that's no guarantee they're not going to be here for the festival. It just means they haven't put them out yet, but we'll be coming back, of course, to check it out. But Snow White and the Dwarfs have always been sort of a favorite of ours, and I have a certain feeling they're still going to make it here. We'll just find out when. Over here near the Africa Outpost, we have the return of the Lion King group of topiaries. The grouping, of course, is Simba, Rafiki, Mufasa, and Sarabi. Now, this is sort of a mixture of sort of the new style and the old style. You can see Simba and Rafiki are very much of the new style of topiaries. Very distinct facial features and very much looking more like the characters. Where if you get Mufasa and Sarabi, you're still having just a plain all green and just brown eyes, no facial features at all. They sort of look very much still like the Winnie the Pooh figures over in the UK Pavilion. Hoping maybe one of these days they'll start getting some evolution faces as well, and we'll see if they can kind of all mesh together well. You know, in the past they had a Timon and Pumbaa topiary as well, and I don't see them out yet, so I don't know if they'll return or not, but we'll have to keep an eye out for them, but I know they've had them in the past.
Falling apart. It seems like love isn't getting stronger between our hearts. We make it through the day with just enough of hope to try to make a way through the minds of our own. But love keeps holding us through times we wanna fall. I know these days are tough, is that through it all?
So our troll friend here has reappeared here in Norway. He's been around for quite a while, so we're accustomed to his presence here in this pavilion. Of course, he's got a few friends on the other side of Norway as well. Of course, ever since we have had the Frozen introduced to the Norway Pavilion, people can now meet Anna and Elsa here on a daily basis, but you can also see their topiaries now for the Flower and Garden. Some of the better examples of the new style, very distinct facial features, and no issues whatsoever recognizing exactly who these characters are. You can find these two sisters over by their royal summer house, where you can meet both of the sisters inside.
I can't believe it.
And so I don't see that they have the three caballeros out just yet, and I hope that's just because it hasn't had time to happen. They're usually right on the other side of the Mexico Pavilion, and I'd love to see those three guys out there. So we'll keep an eye out. Again, it's early, still a few days before the festival, so you never know who's still going to show up between now and next Wednesday. All right, so that concludes my walk around the World Showcase. I still have to hit the other side of Future World over here by Journey to Imagination, the Land and the Seas. I have a feeling there'll be a couple more over there as well. Good walk. It's almost like an impromptu run Disney 5K. but you can see several of the topiaries are already out. Hopefully there will be more. And I just like to come here early. I like to come here and see them beforehand. That way it's not, you know, all of it all at one time. But it's always, when it comes to any of these festivals, way much more than you can really see all in one day. It's so weird to see this center space open as well. Makes me wonder if we're gonna have, oh, I'm sure there's gonna be some sort of cool display here come next week. But even though that's gonna be coming up, they've still planted all these flowers in the meantime. So that's it, guys. Made our way into EPCOT, took the left path all the way around World Showcase and come back out the other side, seeing all the topiaries that are already out for Flower and Garden. There will be more, and of course we will be back. So check with us and be part of our Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube community. We're going to be back here on Wednesday, March 4th, as the start of the Flower and Garden Festival begins. And you can check out the Flower and Garden Festival yourself between now and June 1st. A long time, a lot of time to enjoy the festival for yourself. You guys have a great night. Thanks for watching. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Become a part of our Ear to Ear Magic community. And until then, we'll see you guys in the parks.
Between our hearts, we make it through the day with just enough of hope to try to make a way through the minds of our own. But love keeps holding us through times we wanna fall. I know these days are tough, it is that